Hey guys, this is John and Darren. We're going to get to the regular episode in just a little bit. It's one that Darren recorded a little while without me, but since SNL is premiering on October 2nd, and we realize that we're not going to have a chance to discuss the hosts that they've announced for season 47, we thought we'd just do a little quick mini episode and talk about that here. So,
Yeah, because we know you guys are just waiting and gnawing at the bit, wanting to know our hot takes on the host, and we don't want to deny you people. So
exactly. So we thought it would make more sense to just do that here instead of in the episode where we're covering the season premiere. Um, so should we dive in?
let's dive in.
Okay. So first of all, they announced for their season premiere on October 2nd, it's going to be host Owen Wilson and musical guest Casey Musgraves.
Uh, Great way to open it. I'm looking forward to this. Like Owen Wilson is one of these guys who, like, when I heard this is his first time hosting SNL, it kind of surprised me. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
he never hosted, but like Luke hosted before he hosted.
Yeah, it's an interesting time for Owen Wilson. I think one, it's interesting that all four of the hosts that they're going to have to start off the season, their first time hosts. So that's kind of exciting.
Right.
It's always interesting to see how a new person is going to come in and handle the show. And I think it's a good time for Owen Wilson to come in. He's just finished a high profile project with Loki on Disney Plus, so
Yeah,
he's
and
in the public eye right now.
he has the upcoming Wes Anderson movie, the French Dispatch.
Yeah, doesn't he always have an upcoming Wes Anderson movie?
Yeah. I mean, like, just throw a dart at a calendar. Odds are he's gonna have an upcoming project with Wes Anderson that day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to Owen Wilson. He's one of the hosts I think out of this bunch that I'm looking forward to the most because I think he's a very funny guy, and it'll be neat to see how he mixes with the cast.
Right. And as far as the musical guest, Casey Musgraves, I don't know much about her. I actually listened to some of her stuff this afternoon, and it kind of sounds like country pop, I
Hmm.
guess.
Okay.
So I mean, it sounds nice. I like
All
it.
right. All right.
So
I
that's
the country pop, I can go either way on that. Sometimes I really like it. Other times I'm just like, ugh, no, thank you. So we'll see.
okay.
We'll see.
October 9. Hmm.
We got Kim Kardashian West. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. We got Halsey too
we got
on the night.
Halsey. I'm very excited that Halsey is coming back. She's
Yeah.
done well on the show before. She's been the musical guest a couple times, hosted once.
Yeah, and like Halsey is one of these performers who I didn't know until SNL introduced me to her, and then once I saw her perform, I was like, oh, she's a good singer. She's actually pretty great. And then I saw her in sketches, and I was like, oh, she's actually holding her own with all these cast members. She's actually pretty good in sketches.
Yeah,
It
and
was like it was a
she's done
really
a
like
little
surprise.
acting since then too, right?
Uh, has she? I don't think
I
she
think
has.
she has been in a acting project or two. I can't name it offhand. I didn't look that up
Well,
because
that's a
who needs to prepare for the
yeah.
podcast?
No, people want our hot raw takes. They don't want any like us doing our research.
They don't want informed takes. This is like 2021. It's the internet age. They just want our opinions, whether or not they make sense.
They want the first draft, just raw and no whiteout, just whatever our barfs out of our mouth first.
Exactly, and that's the way that we can get canceled in 10 to 20 years.
Yes.
Um, so,
All right.
and
So let's.
so we also have the host, Kim Kardashian West.
Okay. All right.
So,
All right. All right. I will say this. I don't think it's gonna be Elon Musk bad this episode. I'll say that.
I I mean, this is not a name that excites me at all. This is Kim Kardashian West is not someone I have any interest in any way, shape, or form. I have no reason to believe that she's going to be a talented sketch comedy performer. I'm always willing to be surprised. I mean, who knows? Maybe she'll be wonderful, but I think this is probably going to be a train wreck along the lines of the Paris Hilton episode.
I'll say it's maybe more along the lines of Paris Hilton. I mean, this is I don't know. I mean, having her host, this is obviously like a stunt casting and
Hmm.
ratings grab and all that jazz. But I will say that while you know she's not like a trained improviser or actor, or I think she's been in like maybe one or two things. She was in like a Tyler Perry movie or something.
Okay.
But I mean, I will say that she has some performing chops because like she's spent half her life in front of cameras doing her reality show or reality based show. So
Right.
I mean, while she's not an actor per se, she has had experience performing. You know,
She has
it
had a camera pointed at her while she says and does things.
yes, exactly. You get it.
So yeah.
So, but yeah, like I don't think. I mean, look, I'll I always love being surprised. I love being proven wrong. Like
Yeah.
if this turns out to be like the comedic juggernaut of the millennium, this episode, I'll happily admit it. But like as of right now, I my expectations are pretty
Super
low,
low. I
super
can't
low.
I can't see this being any good personally. But who knows? Maybe she'll become the next mainstay host. She'll become the next Scarlett Johansson or Alec Baldwin.
Oh, I
Um,
don't put that out in the universe.
I think fat chance, but yeah. Honestly, I mean, if I'm gonna keep it 100, if I wasn't doing a podcast about SNL, I would probably skip this episode or just
Yeah.
record it and fast forward through it. But because we do this podcast, I'm gonna watch the whole freaking thing and we'll record a whole freaking episode about it.
Yes, and we're gonna say frickin' throughout the whole episode.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like it, but I'll watch it for you people. So I hope you
Yeah.
you appreciate the sacrifices that we make for you.
Donate to the Patreon, you savages. Let's see what we do for you.
There you go. There you go. Go
Yeah.
to non-productive.com and donate to our Patreon.
Yeah. We put
Um,
ourselves through all this for you. For your
that's
enjoy.
right.
Are you not entertained?
So next on October the 16th, we have Rami Malek and Young Thug as the musical guest.
Rami Malek, yeah, as you know from Bohemian Rhapsody and Mr.
Mhm.
Robot fame.
And he's going
Um,
to be in the upcoming James Bond film, No Time to Die, which is
yes.
opening on October 8th. And he's the
Oh,
villain in that.
ooh,
So it's cool that they've got somebody plugging the Bond film because Daniel Craig, of course, was the very last host they had before the whole COVID shutdown thing happened. So it's
yeah,
nice that they're doing that.
yeah. And here he's promoting that exact same movie.
That exact same movie that was supposed to come out 18 months ago. So
Full circle. It's a circle of life, people.
Circle of Life. And I'm also excited just because Rami Malek is an alumnus of my old college, the University of Evansville. So he's a graduate from
Oh,
there, and it's nice that he's doing so well for himself.
oh, nice, nice. Alumni doing big things. Uh,
Exactly.
yeah. I mean, I'm interested in seeing this. Rami, he's mostly known for doing dramatic roles and whatnot. So I don't know how he'll fare in a comedic role. But as we've seen before, a lot of dramatic actors have done really well on SNL. Like I mean,
Yeah.
Adam Driver, who saw that coming, or Liev Shriver, or like even Benedict Cumberbatch. Like there's a lot of good dramatic actors that actually do have comedic chops. So
Yeah. And it's always fun to see them show like a different side of their personality or like another, they pull another crayon out of the box and they show what else they can do. So
yeah,
that's always cool. I'm looking forward to that. I don't really know much of anything about Young Thug. Do you?
I know nothing about Young Thug. I'm assuming he's just like a mumble rapper, and I'm sure he has lots of watches and he wears sunglasses indoors,
Hmm.
uh,
The
covered in
name,
tat.
it sounds like a rapper name. Yes.
Yeah, you don't have the name Young Thug and you'd be like a bluegrass banjo player,
That would be a kick, though.
wouldn't it? Though,
I would enjoy that. I mean, sometimes they surprise you. Sometimes, yeah.
yeah. You go
So
to a Young Thug concert, you expect some gangster shit, and it's like some white dude who looks like Steve Martin playing the Rainbow Connection on a on a, on a
you're like,
ukulele.
wow, he does not really seem very thuggish.
this is this is false advertising. I
This is very surprising.
Bunka, 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 bunk, bunk, bunk.
And then last, but certainly not least, we have a returning favorite. We have Mr. Jason Sudeikis coming back to host on October 23rd with Brandy Carlisle as the musical guest.
Yeah, out of this is the show I'm looking most forward to
Yeah, I
because I
mean,
mean Jason
come on. I mean,
Sudeikis, the
who has
dude.
had a better year than Jason Sudeikis?
I mean, yeah, just Ted Lasso, just sweeping the Emmys or you know
Exactly.
winning award
Sweep.
after
I
this is
mean, yeah. I mean, like Jason Sudeikis, he's gone through a pandemic. I believe he's broken up with Olivia Wilde within the last year or so, and he still had a terrific year. That's a good year.
yeah, he's still doing fine. He's
He's
got a
still
tie,
doing fine. He's still killing it.
he's got a tie-dyed hoodie. He's living life.
And it's just always fun whenever somebody who's a beloved cast member comes back to host SNL, because one, it means they usually means they've made a big success of themselves out there in the real world, and it's also fun to see them revisit characters that they had. And are there any particular Jason Sudeikis characters you're hoping to see him revisit?
Wow. I'm sure a lot of people are expecting him to do, Joe Biden, which it would be kind of a slap in the face to Alex Moffat because he barely got to do Joe Biden.
I hadn't thought of that, but that seems like a strong possibility.
Uh,
Maybe they could do something with double Joe Bidens, the two sides
oh,
of Joe Biden or something like that.
dueling Joes,
That would be fun, right?
maybe dueling band Joes. There's something
That's
there.
a free idea for you, SNL. You can use that on October 23rd with our compliments.
That's right. We know you guys are listening.
Yeah,
Dueling band Joes. There's something there. Just
there's
workshop it,
something
guys.
there. We'll develop it over the next few weeks. So,
Exactly.
SNL will
But
send you our packet.
yes, exactly. Please hire us. Uh, and also, actually, I would love to see if they would do like a two a holes visiting a whatever type of sketch. Like if Kristen Wiig would come back for it.
Okay. I don't know if I'm clamoring to see those characters again. I think a Ted Lasso parody would be really fun. That would be cool to see. I've seen some people on Twitter suggest like he brings back the Running Man from What's Up with That.
Oh, of course.
I think that would be really fun. Um, get Keenan to do a What's Up with That. Get Bill Hader to cameo as Lindsey Buckingham, and get Fred Armisen to come back as the saxophone guy. And that's really all you need.
Dude, if they do a what's up with that, I will lose my shit.
I always loved that sketch. I never got sick of that sketch. So I've gone on record, if like when Keenan's last show ever comes around, just make the entire show one long episode of What's Up with That.
A 90-minute what's up with that.
And you can do other sketches within that sketch, and but it always just comes back to What's Up with That. And I think that would be a great way to send Keenan off.
I mean, my God. I mean, dare I dream? Could something like that happen? Is the
I
world
don't know.
that
I
kind?
mean, I think that's going to be a lot of fun because Jason Sudeikis, I think he's still like an underrated SNL cast member. I feel.
I think, yeah. I think when he was on it, he was a little under. Like, it was like him and Will Forte were kind of underrated. They're all kind of, under the shadow of Kristen Wiig and even Hader, I'd say.
Hmm.
But like now, I think people are starting to sort of come around and realize, like, oh, these guys are super hilarious. Well, we
Yeah,
should have paid more
yeah,
attention
and
to
it's
them.
and it's really nice to see like both him and Hader, in particular, they've had like big hits with these shows, which I think have made people like reassess them a little bit. Like we had Bill Hader with Barry, which is like violent and has some dramatic moments, and then Jason Sudeikis, who is kind of associated with the cynical a-hole characters, and he comes back with this wonderfully optimistic, upbeat show, Ted Lasso, which
Yeah.
I haven't started the second season of Ted Lasso yet. I gotta start that up soon. I've
The
been
second,
kind of waiting for them to finish up the season.
yeah, I mean, the second season's very good, but I will admit it's a little bit darker than the first. Like they get into some serious kind of stuff, and you get to see another side of Ted Lasso, and in that you see Jason Sudeikis doing some really serious acting. There's one scene that was on the most recent episode that came out where like he's doing. You can see he has some. He's really stretching acting wise. It's like he's doing some real dramatic acting in this one scene where it's like, oh wow, I didn't know Sudeikis had that in him.
Well, that's great. I mean,
It's
I
really
remember
impressive.
being really impressed with that scene, like late in the first season, when his character has like a panic attack. And I remember saying it when we did our episode on Ted Lasso. It really does capture the feeling of what having a panic attack is like. So I was really impressed with him in that. So if he does more stuff like that, yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah, there is more stuff like that, and they actually the focus on the second season kind of shifts to the other characters too. It's not all about him. Like sometimes it'll focus on Beard or like one of the players or Rebecca. Like it's kind of becoming more and more of an ensemble show.
Nice.
And
Nice. Well, I mean, I love most everybody on that show. So hey, I want to spend more time with those characters, and that's
yeah,
that's that's a nice thing about Ted Lasso, and that's something that I think the producer Bill Lawrence has a nice touch for. He's good at making those feel good type shows like this and Scrubs and other stuff.
Cougar Town, I believe, had a hand in.
Cougar Town, one of my favorites was the Undateable, which
Ooh,
that's going to be a pretty forgotten show, I think, because one of the lead actors, you know, not a good guy, as it turns out.
Eee. Hey, Brandy Carlisle. Let's talk about. Do you know
Brandy
much?
Carlisle. Again, this is another musical guest, not somebody I know too much about. I know the name, and that's about it because I am an old.
I am an old as well. Because when I first saw the name, for a minute I thought to myself, "Oh, the lead singer of the Go Go's. She's gonna be."
Belinda Carlisle. I would love that if they SNL, if you want to bring Belinda Carlisle on in any capacity, I am here for it.
I would love to hear "Circle in the Sand" live. That's
Yeah,
all I'm saying. But
yeah.
no, Brandy Carlisle. It's more of a. I listened to some of it. This music I think you dig. It's kind of a like folk rock type of vibe.
Like the folk rock.
So yeah, but like her stuff is good. She has a very strong, raspy voice. Yeah, I dug it. So yeah, I just out of all the shows on this lineup, this is the one I'm looking the most forward to. This is one. This is where my hopes are high.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say the two big ones for me, they're going to be Owen Wilson and Jason Sudeikis. So I think we're potentially starting very strong, and we're potentially ending strong with this chunk of four to start out the season.
Absolutely, and yeah,
And
that's our hot takes.
that's what we think on the host. Do we want to make any predictions on who might be staying, who might be going?
Prediction: pain.
Kudos for the Rocky 3 reference.
Swish. Uh, I honestly like the show's supposed to start in a week.
Hmm.
I still have no idea who's staying and who's going.
They're
Like,
playing the cards very close to the chest, or close to the vest. I forget which way that phrase goes, but
well, the vest goes over the chest,
they're
so
they're the cards are close to their body, is what I'm saying.
right. I mean, there are like some rumors swirling about who's staying and who's going, and but nothing verified yet. There's I've seen on SNL Twitter the Twitter heads have talked about, oh yeah, they've hired like new people,
Hmm.
which I mean that's good, but then some of the old people got to go because now the cast is just way too huge.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Lauren just he doesn't want to stop until he has like 30 cast members in his pocket.
He wants like a small city worth of cast members,
Exactly, exactly. Because
like a
then if
Like a Cincinnati.
yeah, if so, then if somebody misses a few weeks so they can be in like 10 minutes of the Suicide Squad movie, uh, it's not a big deal.
Oh, shout out to Pete.
I Let's see. I think Keenan's probably staying. I don't think you can drag that guy out of there with like a crowbar. Um, I would
Yeah,
not be surprised to see Cicely Strong go at this point. I would
uh,
love it if she stays on, but I would not be surprised to see her go.
yeah. I think somebody asked her about it at the Emmys, and she said she still doesn't know. Which is
Yeah,
like, I'm like, dude, it's gonna start in 2 weeks. You don't
I'm
know if
like
you're going to
you.
work or
You
not.
gotta know. You're just being cagey.
Yeah.
And I think Lauren was kind of non-committal when he was asked the same thing. I feel like
Uh, I
we're
mean,
we're gonna
Kate.
have Kate McKinnon for probably at least half the season.
All right.
May-
80. I don't know.
80, I could see that going either way. She finished up Shrill, didn't she?
Yes, that's the final season's out.
Okay, so yeah, she could go and see what else is out there, or she could stay on what in the secure comfort of SNL. I could see that going either way.
The warm, comforting bosom that is SNL.
Exactly, exactly. And I don't know unless Lauren decides to axe, some of the featured players who he judges aren't working out so great. But I don't really want to see anybody get axed. I wouldn't mind seeing a slightly smaller cast, but I feel like that's a pipe dream at this point.
Yeah, same. I mean, do you think Jost is leaving? I know
That's
he's.
possible. If for no other reason, he's a new dad.
Oh yeah, that's right.
um,
He knocked up Black Widow. That's right.
yeah, yeah.
Got a
So,
baby.
and I think Chase made some noises about leaving. It wouldn't be a bad time to do a new thing with Weekend Update. I think I'm ready for a change there.
Yeah, I forgot. I like sometimes I forget how long they've done it together. It's been like 5 years, right? At least.
Been quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, it might be time for a changing of the guard.
Yeah, yeah. I think Dennis Miller he put it well when he said like SNL is a tree that needs pruning every 7 years, and it might be
Yeah,
time to do a little pruning. Who knows?
yeah. Some prune the hedges.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's what we think right now. We'll figure out how right or wrong we are in about a week, and then you can talk about how smart we are and how we totally called it, or how stupid we are, and how did we not see that coming?
I expect to hear the latter.
Yes, most likely. So, but in the meantime, we've got an episode. This is one I'm not in because my duties in the CIA just took me away.
I thought you weren't supposed to talk about that.
I asked. They said I could blow my cover. So
Wow, the CIA is playing fast and loose with the rules. I see.
yeah, no, as they were like, yeah, you can be a rogue agent. You can talk about it now.
Okay.
So
All right. Wow. This is the first I'm hearing about it. Okay.
yeah, but Darren went ahead and he recorded an episode about Billy Madison.
Yes, I recorded with my good friend Mr. Taylor Allen, and we recorded this. Maybe a few days before the passing of the late great Norm Macdonald. So when you hear the episode, you're gonna hear us talk about Norm, but we're not gonna talk about his passing because when we recorded this, he hadn't passed yet. So that's why we don't mention the passing in the episode. But either way, it's a fantastic episode, and here it goes. Taped from New Jersey, it's the SNL Nerds, the show where two comics from New Jersey nerd out about Saturday Night Live. I'm your co-host, Darren Patterson, and again, guys, my co-host, John Trumbull, he's not here today. He's AWOL, he's MIA, he's taking sabbatical. But don't fret, don't fear, because I have an amazing guest co-host with me today, and he's super cool, and he's a pretty groovy dude. He's a great comic in the beautiful state of New Jersey. He has an awesome podcast called Frady Cats about horror movies, which I was had the pleasure of being on. You can check that out. We talk about The Exorcist, and you know what? Also, I'm gonna say it right here. He's like one of the nicest guys in the Jersey comedy scene that I've ever come across. It's true. It's true. Take your flowers, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Taylor Allen.
Hey, buddy.
How's it
How are
going?
you?
I'm very good.
Dude, I'm so excited. This has been a long time coming. I've been pushing you to get me on here, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be on this specific episode. So
Yeah,
I'm happy.
yeah. No, while we do have like difficulty getting people on this podcast because they don't think it's legit. You, however, they think it's some Ponzi scheming. You, however, you were like chomping at the bit. Like, I got to get on this podcast. I need this in my life.
Yeah.
like a heroin addict.
Yeah.
Walk
And
into his
also,
dealer.
I am gonna. I'm still waiting on my yoga pants. Just so you know. So like, I know that this is part of the Ponzi scheme, but I am
Right.
waiting for the yoga pants that you promised me. in addition to being a guest on the show.
All in good time, my child.
Okay,
All in
okay.
good time.
Okay.
He has a plan. He has a plan. You've read the literature, you know.
Yeah. I'm hip to it.
Okay. But yeah, it's dude, it's good. I'm happy to have you on finally, and we finally talk about it. And yeah, guys, we're gonna talk about a movie you chose. The movie that started it all, that started the Adam Sandler empire.
Oh God! And what an empire it is!
Oh my God! It's unparalleled, folks. We're talking about the 1995 film Billy Madison.
95, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Came out February 10th, 1995. Had a budget of 10 mil. It grossed I believe 20 mil. So it made yeah. I think this movie came out. It was senior year of high school for me. This was back a ways. Yeah.
I was in 5th grade when this came out. And
okay. All right. You're young. All right. Fine. We get it. No need to rub it in our faces.
But like this was a game. This was like a huge game changer. I mean, we'll talk about it obviously, but this was a big one for me.
Right. Yeah. No, we'll get into it. Yeah. But before we get into that, let's get. I was going to say into you, but that sounds.
Yes. Get into me. I will spread myself, and we will go inside.
Oh boy. Yeah. So
inside my soul.
And so yeah. So what did you listeners think we were talking about? Pervos. Pervos. I'm gonna try to bring back pervos. Yeah. So Taylor, as we ask every guest that comes on this podcast, are you an SNL nerd? Do you consider yourself that? Are you a casual fan? Do you have an era that you love? Cast members you love? Taylor Allen, take us through your SNL journey.
Yeah, man. I thought initially it was just dawned it would be so funny if you were like, as we ask everyone on this show, what's your social security number? And you just asked everyone that was on, and eventually someone would probably give it to you. My SNL journey is it's like the lamest SNL journey, but I always knew of it and was a fan and whatever, but like an outsider fan. And then when I was in, I think it was this year, I think it was 5th grade when kind of Billy Madison time was nigh, and I remember Dave Matthews Band was a musical guest, and I know Courtney Cox was the host, and it was when Sandler was still in the cast, and I remember staying up to watch it, and I think he did a skit where he I think he did something where he was dancing with Courtney Cox, the video, the Springsteen video.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. It's when Courtney was doing the her opening monologue, yes. And because she at that point she was known for Friends, but she was also kind of known for being in the Bruce Springsteen video "Dancing in the Dark."
Yes.
Back in the 80s. So they recreated that with Adam Sandler as Bruce Springsteen.
And then there was another, Jay Moore was on it at the time, and there was there was a few really good bits on it, and I just became completely obsessed. And then Farley and the whole that just snowballed into Tommy Boy, and it was rapid fire of Tommy Boy, Happy Gilmore, Black Sheep was coming. It was just everything was firing at me, and I was this is my life. This is now, and I every weekend would watch it, and it became an obsession. I was obsessed. There was in 8th grade, I was one half of the Roxbury guys. My friend and I walked around with a boombox in our Halloween candy bag, and we just had What Is Love on a cassette tape, which we had to record at the time. We just had to record it over and over on a cassette tape on both sides, and would just play it door to door and bobbing our heads. It was horrible. And one guy knew who we were, and it was so worth it. It was so worth it. We were oh my God, that's the best. It was great. So
everybody else was who are you? Who are they supposed to be?
What are these guys doing? Yeah, but it was, dude. We put a lot of we got the gold chain, the black turtleneck. We had suit matching. It was very calculated, but.
Wow!
For 8th graders, it was I don't know, it was pretty revolutionary.
I don't know. Bravo, sir! I commend you. You say that sounds dorky. I say that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, like around the '90s, that's when I guess that frat bro type of humor sort of took over SNL.
Yeah, yeah,
Farley, Spade, Schneider, Sandler, Rock. They
yeah.
kind of ruled
Yeah, and
that whole era.
Norm was still like around. I think when I got in, like he was like probably towards the end of his reign at a Weekend Update. But I mean, like then I of course went back and watched like the past years and like just got into all of it. But yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess out of all that, because of your movie choice and because you got into it when you did, I'm assuming you were a Sandler file, a Sandler
I mean,
stan.
I loved Sandler, but I think like for me it was like Farley. Like Farley
Mm.
was like my guy, and then also like um, certainly like Will Ferrell when Will Ferrell was like there was just so much. I have by the way I have Billy Madison on in the background, which I do on our Frady Cats podcast. I just like always keep the movie on so I could like kind of refer to it, and
Oh,
I literally like I haven't looked at it since we started talking, and I just looked up, and Principal Anderson is giving him the Valentine and just like
oh, I'm
gently
horrible.
nodding at him.
Yeah. Grrr.
He just
That's
like
the
he gets so serious for a second and just nods yes, and like
yeah,
his face is
yeah.
so serious.
As
But
he
I think like some of that era was like the weirdly absurd SNL that I really grew to love.
Okay. Yeah, I mean those are some great eras, and like you say, I mean it's undeniable that like Chris Farley was a talent. I mean,
Yeah,
just he just went so hard in
yeah,
everything he did.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, like I still think about I mean the one that I guess the sketch that broke him, the Matt Foley sketch,
yeah.
where he just burst in with all this energy, and it was weird because like I remember like watching that sketch, and at the end of the sketch, it got like a round of applause from the whole audience, and like oh that never like the first time you
Yeah,
see a recurring sketch that like or a recurring character that never happens
right, right.
like as soon as he bursts through the door and like hikes up his pants, the audience is laughing hysterically. Like he has him from moment one.
Right, right. He just has to ride that wave, and he does. And there are so many moments on SNL where people walk in, and there's like this crazy like momentum going, and then it just like kind of fizzles, and he never lets that happen ever. Like everything he's ever in, it just like is hard until the very last second, which is crazy.
Right, like in the Foley sketch, he's just constantly hiking up his pants. He has the catchphrase, "Van down by the river."
Yeah, yeah,
He literally he picks up Spade and then
yeah.
he like
Right, right.
falls and breaks the table.
Did you ever see when he was on Letterman and he like they like introduce him and he runs down the aisle and he just is like freaking out and like dancing and going crazy and he picks up this guy and he's like hugging the guy and he's like dancing with him and then he like carries the guy outside and throws him in a dumpster. It is like the funniest. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I don't think I saw that.
It's really good. But he's in this movie as well, and he's my. Well, we'll get into it, but he's my favorite part of this movie.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, hey, let's get into it right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
guys.
yeah, yeah.
Like I said, Billy Madison, February 10th, 1995. The film that started it all. It was written by Adam Sandler and Tim Herlihy. Of course, we all know Tim Herlihy, SNL writer. That's where him and Sandler met. And apparently, this isn't the only movie Tim Herlihy wrote for Mr. Sandler.
Yeah.
Because
So, what else did he do?
well, Tim Hurley, he also wrote Happy Gilmore. He also wrote The Wedding Singer. He
Okay.
also wrote Waterboy. He
Okay.
also he also wrote Big Daddy, Little Nicky, Mr. Deeds,
Oh my
Pixels,
God.
Grown Ups 2, I believe, and the movie that just came out on Netflix, Hubie Halloween. Like Tim,
Oh.
yeah, like Tim Hurley and Sandler, they work together quite a bit. Like he's like the Bernie Taupin
Okay.
to Sandler's Elton John.
Darren, what's your favorite Adam Sandler movie? Like, I mean,
Hmm.
drop like you have to like someone's like listen you can only watch like you don't have to watch it, it's not the only movie you can watch for the rest of your life, but it
Right.
is the only Adam Sandler movie that you can watch from
Hmm.
now till the end of time. What are you picking?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna out myself here. this might lose me some fans. I don't know, but like I remember when Sandler first came out. I'll admit,
If you
I
say bedtime stories,
no, no bedtime stuff. Oh, you know what? Tim Hurley, he wrote that too.
oh, okay, perfect.
But no, I'm not saying bedtime stories.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I'll admit this freely. Like when Sandler first came out, I wasn't quite on the Sandler train. I didn't
Okay.
quite get it. But like I knew he was popular because like all my friends in high school loved him. That first album he came out with, "They're All Gonna Laugh at
Yes.
You." So many of my friends were like quoting that like word
Yes.
for word, like "Hey buddy, hey
Yeah, that
buddy."
was huge for me. Yeah.
Like everybody swore that was the gospel, but like to me, I didn't quite get it. I guess I was a little bit of a comedy snob,
Yeah.
but to me, I was like, I don't get it. He's just making baby noises and babbling, and how about you, my whole patapa? That's his set.
Okay.
That's his. So I didn't quite get it, but I will admit, as far as favorite movie goes, I did enjoy Happy Gilmore. I think that
Yeah.
might be the one for me. I'll say Happy Gilmore.
Oh God, I think I might have to agree with you. I mean, like Happy Gilmore is. I think it's my favorite one. It's like my most rewatchable one. But I also like Bulletproof is a really really good one.
Bullet. Wow, no one says Bulletproof.
Yeah, I
Holy
know.
shit.
I used to like. It was like the forbidden. Like I don't know. Like I used to love that one, and there was like, and I don't know. The Wedding Singer too. I think is top. That's up there for me as well.
Yeah, Wedding Singer is a very sweet type of.
It's so nice.
It's like a date movie. It's like his like
Yeah.
sensitive. Like this one's for the ladies.
But it's
This
still
is-
it's still very funny too. Like
It is.
yeah, it's great.
It is. But yeah, like I'm surprised you said Bulletproof because that seemed to be the first time he was trying to be like more of a serious action
Yeah.
comedy. Type,
Yeah,
type of dude.
it's like such a fun movie. Like it's funny. It's just a good. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Bulletproof. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So
And
this
then Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison's like right there. I mean, it's fantastic.
well, that's why he called his production company Happy Madison because
Uh,
it's the 1-2 punch. So yeah, film written by Adam Sandler, Tim Hurley, directed by Tamra Davis, who comes from the music video world. She also directed CB4 with Chris Rock,
yes.
directed Half Baked with Dave Chappelle and Jim Brewer, and the movie Crossroads with Britney Spears.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
What? Wait. Crossroads with Britney Spears and Justin Long?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, and also, as I found out, she was married to Mike D from the Beastie Boys.
What?
They're separated now, but they had 2 kids. Yeah,
insane. This is too much. I have to go.
She was married to a Beastie.
Wow,
Oh, that sounds.
crazy.
That
Yeah,
sounds
that doesn't
gross.
sound good.
That does. As soon as I said it, I was like, "Oh no, I should take that back." But yeah, so she sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she did some great movies.
Yeah, and actually, well, I'll get into it. I'll get into it later. But like, I also found out during my research that she wasn't the movie's first pick for director. She actually came in and replaced the director 4 days into shooting. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
There's so much. Yeah.
So much to unpack. So let's start unpacking.
So do you know? You said the budget for this movie was what, $10 million?
Yeah, it was like a super low budget.
It's nuts because like some of the party scenes and things like it seems like the budget, just the property alone that they film on is like it's wild. Like it seems like this movie would have a fairly like a reasonably high budget.
Yeah, no. According to what I'm seeing, it had a budget of 10 mil, but it ended up making 26.4 mil.
Crazy.
I mean, I guess they were able to save some money because, like, none of the stars in this movie were huge stars. I mean, Sandler was on his way.
Sure.
I guess he was like the biggest name, but like everybody else in it, like Bridget Wilson, aka Sonya Blade from Mortal Kombat. Bradley Whitford. This is before The West Wing, so like I think
right.
So I guess Buscemi, but he's uncredited, but I guess it does make sense that they could have done this for 10.
Yeah,
Try to cut corners around here and there. All right, so let's start unpacking this baby.
Let's go.
All right. So the basic premise of this film is Adam Sandler plays Billy Madison.
Billy Madison plays himself.
Yes,
this is biography.
Billy Madison as himself, and he seems to be like a trust fund kid. He's in his late 20s. he's this he's this he's this guy in his 20s, has tons of money, comes from a rich family. His father um, owns a chain of very successful hotels, so
Yes.
he's got some dough. He's got some cabbage.
Yeah, and his may I just say, like, his wardrobe in this movie is phenomenal. Like as a trust fund kid, I'm not sure. Like it's like a weird Adam Sandler. I don't know if it's like what he thinks. I don't know what is happening with his wardrobe, but it's like it's insane. Like what he wears in this movie, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's all like stuff that like a dock worker or some like a or some like unemployed college student would wear.
Right. It's great. I love it. Like he wears like this like shredded like sweater vest, but also like combat boots and like very big like Jenko shorts. I don't know. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Yeah, exactly. He's like it's like a denim kind of hat, baseball cap with like a flannel shirt that looks like he was just about to work on some cars. Uh, he's got an aesthetic. He's got an aesthetic. And but yeah, I mean, we first see him lying in a pool on a floaty, singing to suntan lotion.
Yes.
We see his buddies, Jack and Frank. Frank, of course, played by the great Norm Macdonald.
The great.
Yeah, and yeah, we find that he's just crazy rich, and all he does is kind of, drink and hang around and goof off all day. But yeah, I mean, I think in the beginning, when I first saw this, especially this scene, I was like, oh, this might be why I'm not crazy about Adam Sandler. Like when I first saw it back in the 90s, because it starts off with him, suntan lotion, you good for me, suntan lotion, tee hee hee. I was like, oh, is he all right? What is this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's what drew me to it, which is which says I don't know what it says about me, but I just like I get like I remember like my dad being like, I hate this guy. I don't know why you watch this. This guy is just like a baby. And I'm like, you don't get it, Dad. And then like, and then we didn't talk for 25 years. But no, he like I totally understand why people didn't like him or it, but like once you get to the sweet core that is Adam Sandler, like I don't know, it's like there's something I don't know, I find the sweet side of him comes out even in this movie, which is like one of the furthest away from sweetness that he can get, and you still see it in this one. So
I will admit, like Adam Sandler's humor is very divisive among a lot of people. People are just like, I don't get it. Or the same way people are very divisive on, like, Jerry Lewis, the way, when he does his nutty professor, like, the French think he's a genius and Americans are like, what? He's just a nutty professor. I don't, what's so funny here? But it is like one of those things where, some people just are in tune to it and some aren't. And I will admit that there are a handful, or a good amount, I'll say, of really funny moments in here that I do like that he does. Yeah. But we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, so we see him making his daily trek to the mailbox to get because it's Nudie Magazine Day.
Right. Very exciting. Yes.
Yeah. Remember in those days we had to get magazines.
Yes.
You have to jack it like a pilgrim.
Remember those days where you had to ride your golf cart to get your mail?
Oh my God! Thank God those days are over. Of course, we see him. He has a Shemale Fiesta.
Yep.
Women over 80 and one simply titled Drunk Chicks.
Which I found out one of the drunk chicks is like, I don't know if it's like the producer's assistant or maybe the director's assistant or something. She's one of the, I forget who it was, but it was someone related to the movie.
Oh wait, yes, I did see that. Yes, you're right.
Sandler loves to use like the crew and he's supposedly a very nice guy when it comes to that. Like very like, hey, like get involved in the movie, be part of it. We'll use somebody's name or you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he does that all the time. Like if you work with him, you work with him for life.
You're locked in.
Yeah, you're going to eat when you work with Sandler.
Like you can make as many Paul Blarts as you want, but you're still going to have a home at Adam Sandler's table.
That's right. Your pockets will be filled. Right. So we also are introduced to Juanita, the maid, who says, wildly sexually inappropriate things
Love it.
to him about like
Love it.
how he's a fine piece of ass and you should take off your shirt, and she just laughs it
Yes.
off.
Yes.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah. We see, and then we also get introduced to uh, Billy Madison's father. He has a big business meeting, and then we meet the executive VP of his company, Eric Gordon, played by Bradley Whitford,
Hmm.
and Carl Alphonse, who's the operations manager, played by I wrote down Mr. Heckles because,
Yes.
as a
Yes.
placeholder because that's how I knew him. But I know his name is Larry Hankin, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Larry
Yes.
Hankin. Got it. And all right, so this is where the whole story about the directors come into play because I looked it up,
Yeah.
and apparently Larry Hankin is not a fan of this movie.
He apparently didn't get the comedy and just didn't like he wasn't feeling it.
Right.
He's
So
he's so good in it though. Like he's very funny in it.
right. Yeah. For those who don't know Larry Hankin, he's like a character actor. You've seen him before.
Oh, yeah.
He's been in, of course, Billy Madison. He was in
Breaking
Home Alone.
Bad.
Yes, Old Joe, Breaking
Yeah.
Bad. He was in Seinfeld, Home Alone. He was in a bunch of stuff. And according to IMDb, he said that quote he's not a fan of the film. He disliked the film because he didn't like the type of humor used in the movie. He didn't find Adam Sandler very appealing as a person, saying he found him too crude as well as immature. And his friend was fired from the movie.
So was his friend the original director?
His friend was the original director, and I know that because I went on YouTube to look up interviews with him, and he was on somebody's podcast, and he talked about it. He doesn't say the guy's name, but he was like, yeah.
Was it
that
Steven Spielberg?
Damn it, are we it might be. I think I think we cracked the case.
Okay.
Steven Spielberg was going to direct Billy Madison. Oh Lord, I've been drinking.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
It is. But so Larry Hankin's friend, the director, got fired. They don't say his name. They don't say why he got fired, but he just did 4 days in the shooting, and then they went and got Tamara to finish up.
And thank God they did, because she's great.
Yeah, she's good stuff. So as the movie goes on, we see that, of course, Eric, the executive VP, played by the great Bradley Whitford from West Wing, he is not a fan of Billy Madison. He's the antagonist, I believe the term is. Yeah, he's the dick. He has blonde hair. Every movie has a blonde-haired antagonist. And and we see that Billy's father is just really kind of, dismayed at his son Billy because he's a goof and he's a layabout. And there's one scene where he's literally just talking gibberish angrily to Eric, just haba joba joba jaba. Like, I know I sound like Jar Jar Binks when I do that, but I'm not exaggerating.
No, you're crushing it. You're killing it.
Thank you. And he's just like weird, and no one respects him.
He does like a really nice the "I'll tumble for you" moment. Like, those are the moments of this movie that I love. Like when there's just like a really strange, like, sometimes it's musical, sometimes it's just like out there, but like it's just this moment where the song kicks in and he kind of like starts dancing on the stairs. It's coming, I think, right after what you're about to say, but it's just like these moments are like the moments that for me make this movie so wonderful.
Right, exactly. So basically, we see Billy's dad. I forget who plays Billy's dad, but actually, I did see that Charles Bronson was offered the part, but he turned it down.
Yeah,
that's a choice. That's a real choice.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah, we see that Billy's dad wants to retire. He wants to give the whole business over to Billy, but Billy's a screw up and doesn't know what he's doing. So he says, "Yeah, I'll just give it to the guy you hate, Eric, our May VP." Yeah. And then, of course, Billy's like, "You can't do that. He's a dick. give me the business, Dad." And then we learn that Billy's dad, he feels remorse because he's kind of enabled his bad behavior because he just kind of paid all his teachers to give him good grades throughout his entire life. So even though he did graduate from high school, he's not that's only because his dad helped him out.
Right.
And then of course that's when Billy makes a bet saying, "Just give me 2 weeks. I'll pass every grade from first to high school. And if I do that in 2 weeks, you'll give me the business and you won't give it to Eric.
which
And
is a great which is a great setup. Like it's a
yeah,
great plot. I'm like all in.
yeah. I mean, I don't even know if that's like possible,
Yeah.
but that is our thing. And then they say, all right, it's a bet. Eric walks away angrily and groans, scowls
Yeah.
at him. And then we get a scene of Billy Madison hearing "I'll Tumble for You" by Culture Club playing, and he just dances on the steps, and then
Yeah,
cut to the next scene.
it's excellent. Like it's just such a weird transition. The transitions in this movie are perfect. All of
Yeah,
them.
I think like once you see that him dancing to "I'll Tumble for You" for no reason, because the music literally comes out of nowhere,
Yeah,
and that's when you realize, oh, okay, this is going to be
it's a super bizarre movie.
a
I
weird,
think it,
surreal
I think
movie.
it might. I mean, yeah, that is a moment where you could say like, oh yeah, this is going to be a weird movie, or like moments before where he's chasing a enormous penguin through.
Oh, damn it! I forgot about the penguin. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There's a thing, another runner throughout this movie where he sees like a gigantic 6 foot tall penguin that no one else can see. So I don't know if it's his drunken hallucination or
yeah,
he's
yeah,
just out of it. But like they never explain it. He just sees a giant penguin.
yeah.
So like that and the random dancing on the stairs, as well as other moments in this movie,
Sure.
let you know, hey man, don't take anything you see seriously in this film.
Right.
This is all ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean it. Yeah, and we'll get there later. But there's one moment where it really like everything just goes off the rails
Oh boy.
completely.
Yeah. So yeah, so it's like so don't look for logic in this movie. If you go in this movie looking for logic, you're gonna be
Yeah,
quite disappointed.
yeah.
So yeah. So I'll tumble for you. He dances. We see him going into the first. He goes into kindergarten, right? Because he didn't
Yeah.
get through anything. Um, and yeah, the
Miss
kindergarten.
Miss Lippy, Miss is it Miss Lippy? Miss
It
Lippy?
it is Miss Lippy, and she
Yeah.
seems like sort of like a hippy dippy
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
teacher, as evidenced by one scene where he's clasping erasers together, and it just pans over to her putting paste on her
She's
face.
eating paste. Or yeah, she's putting it on her face.
Yeah, no, they don't explain it at all. She's just putting face. Like that's like once I saw that, I was like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's like something I'd see in like the state
This was also this was also like a moment in a movie where like when she's reading the book and he freaks out and like all the kids are asleep but he's still like so invested in the story and he like do you curse on this podcast?
oh we curse,
Okay,
motherfucker.
I just make sure. But like when he says like you get your ass out there and you find that fucking dog, like this was somewhat rare in a PG-13 movie at that point. You know what I mean? Like that was a pretty hefty moment there.
Yeah, I think in PG-13 they allow you like one f
Yeah,
bomb.
yeah. It's like
So
I think now you can have two as long as they have to be used in like a certain way.
okay,
Yeah,
for artistic
yeah,
purposes,
yeah, yeah.
I got it. Yeah, like yeah, and then we see Billy kind of trying to get along with all the other kids. He's a lot bigger than everybody because he's a grown ass man and they're all children. But he sort of earns their respect during playtime, especially during a game of dodgeball, where
Yes.
he just like wails on other kids. And I believe it said that he was actually like when they were filming it, he was actually like wailing on them, and like the camera had to cut away from the kids crying because they didn't know what.
I was just watching that scene, and there are a few moments where you can see he's just like it's like a full, like a full bodied throw, and it just like a few of them just hit a kid like right in the face. Like I mean, yeah, he's really like not holding back at all. It's good. It's nice.
Yeah, that's why you signed those disclaimers, parents.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
right. It's like, oh, you signed it. You signed it. You can't sue us. Hey, all right, next scene. And of course, that's when we start to see another runner, the O'Doyle rules.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I'll admit, I did like this.
Yeah. 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 I mean, like, so O'Doyle, it all boils up to later in the film, but like, yeah, this is like one of those running jokes that like I don't know. For me, it just paid off so well at the end. But yeah, it's great.
Right. Like at first, I didn't know where that was going, and then there was the scene where the banana peel on the road.
Yeah,
I didn't know where that was going,
yeah.
and then once those two merged, I was like, all right, you won me over. That was pretty cool.
So good, so good.
I'll give you that one, Billy Madison. I'll give you that one. Yeah. So
Do we? So I can't remember if it was kindergarten because I believe it's when they go on the trip, the first trip. Is that kindergarten?
oh, the first field trip where we
Yeah.
see when he's in Veronica Vaughn's class. I
Oh,
think.
okay, so that's first grade, right?
I believe that's
Second
third.
grade, third grade.
Oh yeah, I think that was third grade. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So anyway, he passes first grade. They do a bunch of like kind of jump cuts here and there.
Yeah,
They have a big party at his house. Everybody gets crazy. There's a clown there
great.
that like does a big old pratfall and falls to the ground. Everybody laugh. The clown's bleeding from his mouth.
Very dark, very dark.
So dark. I mean, and that's another thing. The humor is kind of bops all over the place in this film.
Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah.
sometimes it's surreal, absurdist. Sometimes it's just dopey, goofy. Sometimes it's smart, and then sometimes it's just dark as all hell.
Yeah, there's like there, and then like a lot of it is physical, and a lot of like there's so many styles of comedy in this movie, and yeah, it's wild. The clown bleeding out the mouth was another one of my favorite moments as well.
Because clowns bleeding is just
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
just good times.
listen, they deserve it.
Yeah, they know what they did.
Yeah,
They've had it too good for too long. So while Billy passes to first grade, we see Eric is, getting upset. He needs to take down Billy. He has a pet rat that he says all these things to.
right, which is great.
Yes, all bad guys have some type of evil pet. That's just how you know they're evil. We see that he has a janitor in there at the plant
Yes,
to like report back to him. We see Billy goes to second grade. He passes that through a spelling bee, and now then Billy makes his way to third grade, where his teacher is Veronica Vaughn, played by the lovely Sonya from Mortal Kombat.
Mortal
Yes,
Kombat. Yes,
of course. That's the only name I know her as.
yes.
And
Yeah, like they pretty quickly go on a field trip, which is like a huge moment in this movie.
oh yeah, this is the turning point. Yeah, but we also established that like Veronica Vaughn hates Billy,
Right.
and she's like, oh, you're just here because it's disgusting that you're here because your parents just had the money to put you here and you're wasting everybody's time. Like
Yeah.
she meets him with scorn.
She doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah, but of course she's like crazy smoking hot, so
Yeah.
Billy's all want to touch the hiney.
Right.
As you do.
Classic.
Yeah. So
Classic
and
Sandman.
classic Sandman. Yeah. So Veronica Vaughn. I almost said Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn is in this film. Yeah, she just meets him with just derision, and one day she's out sick. She has a cold, so then that's when the principal comes in
Yes.
to take over for her, and that's where I think you mentioned it up top when it's
Principal Anderson, yeah.
Principal Anderson, played by Zero Mostel's son, Josh Mostel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I believe.
Great.
Yeah. I believe he was in some other Sandler films as well.
I know he was in Big Daddy. He was the because I remember he took away the kid from Sandler.
Yes, that's him. He was in that, and this is where the scene that you mentioned earlier comes up because it's Valentine's Day, and of course Billy Madison gets all these Valentines from third grade girls in class,
Right.
and then he also gets a Valentine from the principal.
It's like this huge, like all the Valentines are these like cute little Valentines, and then there's this huge, like doily-esque, like beautifully crafted Valentine, and it's from the principal.
And it says like "Do Me, Billy" or something like that.
Yeah,
Something
and then and he gives such like a little seductive like thing to Billy, and then like Billy like acknowledges him sort of, but then he like gets so serious and just like nods yes, like
Yeah.
this is happening.
Yeah, like at first you think it's playful, but then
Yeah,
it's like, oh no, the principal's down. He wants my Billy. He wants to get silly with my Billy.
Yeah, that's so good.
Oh boy! All right, so then the school trip happens.
Yeah,
The turning point. This is where
that's
we
it for me, man. Yeah.
and this is where we see the great Chris Farley as a school bus driver. I don't think they ever give him a name, but
They I don't know if they do either, but he like he's been in some great. I mean, he's made some movies really great. Dirty Work. I mean, like Tommy Boy is like an insanely good movie, and for me, and everything he's in. But like for me, this movie, like in the scene, and I believe it's like in that first scene where they're on the bus, where he just gets so mad that he like can't speak, and he just turns red, and he's just like infuriated.
oh yeah,
It's so good, man. Like it's just like, I mean, like he's funny as hell, but he's also like, that's like such a well acted moment, like of just someone that's going through like pure frustration and anger, and it's brilliant. He's so good.
yeah, because I believe that's Chris Farley actually improvised that, like him turning bright red.
Did
That was,
he, yeah, I mean, like, oh god,
I mean,
even better.
according to Adam Sandler from the Chris Farley doc, I Am Chris Farley. He said, "Oh yeah, Chris Farley. He just made his face beat red, just in anger. It's like I'll stop your precious little school trip."
Yeah, it's so good.
And it's like, wow, that's commitment right there. That's commitment.
And also, like when he's talking about Veronica, like that Veronica Vaughn, like everything he does in this movie is so fucking. It's so good.
There's one scene where Veronica gets on the bus and like Chris Farley like straight up tries to look up her dress as she walks up to and he says that Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace.
Yeah. Oh, just it's so good, man. And then like him and Norm Macdonald and the other guy who is that other guy? Who's the guy?
Oh,
Who's the third? Yeah, who's Norm Macdonald's?
okay, yeah. Norm Macdonald is Frank, and the guy that plays Jack is Mark Beltzman.
Okay, is he like from something or?
Good question. Good. I should have looked this up.
I mean, I didn't know if he was like a friend of Sandler's or if he was like like if he was like a writer or I wasn't familiar with it.
No, I think he is like a friend of Sandler's and maybe just an actor. He was also in Wedding Singer as well.
Okay.
But like, yeah, I mean, he's not like a SNL cast member or anything like that. I think he's just one of Sandler's dudes.
He's a Sandler guy.
The Sandler guy. But that's
but when him and Norm and Farley are eating the lunches like after the school trip,
right? Yeah, that was just a weird. That's another thing about this film. There's just so many just non sequiturs.
Yeah.
Because when they're on the school trip, they're saying, "Oh my!" I think one of the kids
someone
says, "Hey,"
stole our lunches.
And then it just cuts to the bus driver and Jack and Frank like eating all the school kids' lunches at the side of the road.
And Farley's just like laughing, like so.
Yeah,
so thrilled with himself.
And I was like, wait, how does the bus driver know these two guys? How did they get there?
Right.
Was this like a whole plan? And then
these are the moments. This is the reason. These are the things about this movie that I just are so perfect.
Right, and we also kind of have like maybe a sensitive. I won't say sensitive moment or whatever, but one of the friends that Billy Madison has made is this kid Ernie, and on the school trip, Ernie peed his pants as you do on a school trip. So, what does Billy do? He puts some water on his pants, and he convinces everybody that peeing your pants is cool.
Yeah, and if peeing your pants is cool, says the elderly woman, consider me Miles Davis, which is also a fantastic line.
Again, like that. All right, I'll be like, all right, that was a pretty funny line.
But it was, that was like, again, like that's where those little like nuggets of the sweet Sandler pop out, even in this movie, and you're like, okay, that was a very weird and ridiculous scene, but like sweet, he's like, oh, he's helping out his little buddy, like he's a good guy, so it comes out there.
Yeah, I mean that's why I say like the humor is just all over the place because one moment it is kind of sweet like that, but then it's surreal, and then it's just dark, and it's just like the tone is just all over the place. So because Billy put water on his pants and convinced everybody that peeing your pants is cool, now Veronica Vaughn likes him and is smitten with him.
Yes.
And so the next day when he graduates third grade, he has like another huge party. at his home, and I think even Eric, Bradley Whitford's character was like, "Is he gonna throw a party every time he graduates from a grade?"
Right, right.
Veronica Vaughn comes over to the party, brings him a bunch of snack packs because Billy Madison loves a good snack pack.
Loves him some snack packs.
They're pretty tasty.
They are good.
Yeah, and but Eric is still angry, wants to bring him down. Billy takes Vaughn to the large tent that he lives in the backyard because so many people live in the house and just come in and out. He's just like, I'll just live in a tent in the yard.
Yeah.
And then they have a kind of a sweet moment, and he kind of wins her over, and they're about to kiss. But then that's when
Carl comes in.
That's when Carl, barges in saying, "Hey, I think Eric is up to something, and he's trying to take you down."
And this is where you hear Carl's devious laugh.
Yes, that he's because Eric throughout the movie he has like a very kind of like cartoonishly, like a cartoonish evil Snidely Whiplash type of laugh. And I think, and then that's where Carl kind of mimics it.
It's very good.
Thank you. So this is a scene where we see Carl as like an ally to Billy, and even he wants him to succeed. Right. And so then we get like a montage. We see him going through 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. Going all the grades.
Yeah.
Making friends along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, we get a scene where he's in the lunchroom. The lunch lady comes offering sloppy joes.
You gotta have if you have a Sandler movie in a lunchroom, you gotta have the lunch lady.
Yeah, I think he said he even put that in there as like a nod to the lunch lady
land. Yeah, I mean that's classic Sandman again. But I like, and in that too is like another one of those like just where he goes like, "You're freaking us out, lady." Like just like that is funny.
Yeah, she really just went for it. She just went all over the top. And it seems like he's doing well.
He's on the right track. But
right,
he runs into some trouble.
He does. He does.
Yeah,
because Eric is trying to, he doesn't want him to succeed, so he finds a way to blackmail the principal because he finds out that the principal used to be a wrestler named the Revolting Blob.
The Revolting Blob, yes.
A twist I did not see coming.
Yeah, it was a pretty wild twist. And I don't know if it's when he finds out that he, like about the whole Revolting Blob business. Maybe it's later. I'll wait. When he answers the door with his Revolting Blob mask on.
Oh, yeah.
Just like insinuating that he's home hanging out in his Revolting Blob mask.
Yeah, just, as you do.
Yeah.
What, you don't hang around your apartment in luchador attire?
I mean, I do. That's fair.
I do. I am the chupacabra. So what Eric wants to do is he blackmails the principal saying, find a way to take down Billy, or else I'll let everybody know who you were in a past life where you sat on someone's head and killed him.
Yeah.
Right. So bad news is afoot. And so then we get to the part where Billy's in high school now. And Billy's like, "Oh, I know what high school kids like." He pulls up in like an El Camaro or a Trans Am.
Yeah, like a Firebird or and he's got like a leather jacket on and like and it's very 80s, and things are a little tougher in high school, Billy. And a little tough for him.
Yeah, he has an REO Speedwagon shirt, playing Stroke Me playing Billy Squire.
Yeah.
Like, not for nothing, I thought he was pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, it was cool as hell. But,
it's like, oh shit. It's like, oh shit, Billy Squire. Oh, that dude's legit.
And then, like, it's funny to look back on this because, like, the 90s kids, when this was filmed, are like, look at this guy. But I'm like, man, he's cooler than you guys. I mean, you're going to look back on this and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, what is he? Billy Squire? Whatever. It's not, whatever's big in the 90s. It's not, I can't now think of a 90s. It's not D-Light or whatever the fuck. Listen to back then. It's not Grooves in the Heart. Cool. Now that's cool.
That's cool. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, so we see him in chemistry class. We get a cameo from Robert Smigel as the
Yes,
chemistry teacher. That was pretty
yes.
cool.
He pops back in. I think later, also just briefly when they're doing like the Eric and Billy are doing like
The
their
Decathlon.
battle. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, the battle. Yeah, but yeah, and we see Billy trying to make the same sophomoric jokes that he used to make in grade school, but like the high school kids just think he's lame and weird,
Yeah,
and he does. No one likes him.
because high
Um,
school kids take things seriously.
yes, of course. High school isn't for play; it's for work.
Yeah,
Any high school comedy can tell you that.
right.
Of course, we get another O'Doyle rules moment where I guess the high school brother of the younger O'Doyle, I forget what he does. I think he like fills his locker full of poop or something.
That's a little bit later. Yeah, but
Oh, right,
yeah, yeah, yeah. He like puts he dumps pudding on his head.
that's right.
Yeah,
And yeah. So basically, there's this runner where some redheaded kid always does something to Billy, like shoves him or puts pudding on his head and says O'Doyle rules,
yeah,
and like
and it's building to you could just feel it. Like something's coming from it. It's
right.
yeah,
He does like a fist pump or something.
yes.
Yeah, so after this, Billy gets very dejected. He goes back to grade school to hang out with the kids where he's a hero and everybody likes him. And then, of course, he tells them, don't leave grade school, man.
He
This is,
grabs the one kid's face.
yeah, you stay here as long as you can. Which, you know what? I'm going to say, fair advice.
He's right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, grade school is the best time of your life. I mean, it's snack packs galore, and people read you things. You don't even have to read on your own. It's nice,
They encourage napping.
right? It's
I mean, my God.
can we? Yeah, like what's the deal? I mean, that's it, man.
Yeah, can I go back to grade school?
Yes. You know what? I think after this podcast is over, you and I should Billy Madison it ourselves. We should quit our jobs and go back to kindergarten.
Done. I'll
Let's
bring
just, let's just show up tomorrow.
in V-neck sweaters with ripped off sleeves. With our Scooby-Doo lunch boxes, and we'll make a day of it.
And then, like, if we make it through, we should demand to like Hilton that we take over their hotel chain.
Yes, absolutely. Mr. Hilton. This is ours now. Get Mr. Hilton on the line.
I believe you owe me something, sir.
So Billy talks to Veronica, saying, "Yeah, I don't want to go back to high school. The kids are mean there. They pick on me, which doesn't make sense because back, it's only been
Right.
10. It's only been 10 years." And he says, "Yeah, back in high school, I was the man, and everybody's mean to me." And then, that's when Veronica gives him some words of wisdom and says, "Yeah, it feels bad when you get picked on, right? Maybe all the people you were not nice to in high school, they didn't like the way you feel now either, or
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
All the people you thought were losers and you treated them like losers. Maybe now you know how it feels."
And maybe
Uh,
he reaches out to kind of rebuild some of the bridges that he may have burned.
Yeah, and this comes to one of the most interesting scenes.
Again, it's incredibly dark scene, but just iconic scene.
So damn dark.
Yeah.
We cut to Steve Buscemi
Yep.
just hanging out in his den. Gets a call.
It has to be his mother's basement, I would imagine.
It looks pretty basementy. He gets a call from Happy Madison. Damn it, Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Did it again. And Billy said, "Hey, is this Danny McGrath?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is he." Hey, this is Billy Madison. You probably don't remember me. We were in high school together, and I treated you really, crappily back then. I thought we were all having fun, but now I think about it, I really realized it wasn't cool, and I'm sorry, and I hope you forgive me. But the way he says, and then Danny McGrath says, "Oh yeah, man, no problem.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, like it really is no big deal to him."
Yeah.
And
He's almost like, it's kind of weird that, like, he seems like weirded out that he's calling. He's like, "Oh, that's kind of weird," but
Yeah,
no big deal.
Yeah, and then Billy says, "Hey, maybe one day we can, get some coffee and talk about old time, all that stuff." And then Danny's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem, man, whatever." He's like, "All right, thanks." Hangs up the phone. He waits a beat. He goes over to a list on his wall that says "people to kill," crosses Billy's name off the list. Puts lipstick on, and just kickbacks and lays on his couch.
Yeah, it's really like I just remember all of those moments together, seeing them as a kid, and like thinking that this was. I wasn't sure what was happening, but I knew that it was the type of comedy that I liked. Like I knew just like just that moment. I'm like, I don't understand this. I mean, I knew what it meant, but I was like, I don't get why this is in this movie, like where it fits in, but I love it. Like I just knew that this is the kind of stuff that I was into.
I'm the same way too. Like I saw that scene, I was like, this is pretty dark, but all not pretty. Man wrote a
It's
kill
really
list.
dark.
Yeah, man wrote kill list. That is dark, but like it's dark, but it's also pretty damn funny. He just
Yeah.
like he casually crosses his name off the list.
Put
By
some
the way,
lipstick on.
yeah, puts lipstick on and this kick. Oh, and by the way, the 8 other people on the list,
Oh yeah.
all crew members on the movie.
Oh nice. Hell
So
yeah.
yeah, and it was just like such a bizarre moment. I was like, damn, I think this won me over.
It's so good, man. And like, and it really reminds you, and Sandler's good at this too, but it reminds you of like, I mean, Buscemi, like, he had like his Boardwalk Empire run, and there was like all these great things that he's done, obviously, but like, he plays an absolute psychopath in so many movies. Like, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I mean, just because I'm sure he'd be the first one to admit it. Just like his look,
Right.
he has a very unique
Oh,
look,
for sure. Yeah.
and like so the fact that he has the look and he can actually like play the role, like to it. I mean, Fargo and
Yeah.
all the other.
Fargo and like Con Air, he was like a lunatic, and like,
Yeah, just like
yeah,
he can play that part extremely well. Like that's, I mean, like he's the guy. He's like you think of oddball lunatic, you think of Steve Buscemi.
for sure. For sure.
Absolutely. And I also forgot to mention this too. So the banana peel part.
Yeah.
There's a scene where the bus driver Chris Farley is eating a banana, tosses the peel out the window,
Yes.
and the banana peel lands on the road. And the camera holds on that for a little bit, just a banana peel in the road. So then after this scene happens, the Danny McGrath scene, it cuts back to that banana peel in the road, getting kind of brown, and then it just cuts to another scene. So it lets you know that banana peel is like a running gag too, along with the O'Doyle. So
Yeah.
like, cause like when I first saw that banana peel, I was like, all right, that's gotta mean something later on, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't keep going back to a banana peel if it didn't. So I'll play your game, Billy Madison. I'll play
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. It's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Right.
In the end.
Right. So cut to a scene where the principal, Max Anderson, I guess gets together a news conference
Yeah.
and tells the people in the news that Billy Madison cheated his way through school and that Billy offered him a $5,000 bribe to push him through grade school, which of course is a big fat lie.
Yeah.
Dad sees this news, says that the deal's off. Eric gets the company, and the deal's off. Billy swears he didn't do it, but his father doesn't believe him. Very despondent, very depressed. So of course Billy goes on a huge drunken bender.
Yeah, and this is when he eventually goes back to Veronica's house, and we see this is when the Penguin returns.
Yes, exactly. So it's him, his friends Frank and Jack, just getting drunk, and they're about to also they also enjoy lighting bags of poo.
Oh yeah, yeah,
and, and just putting on people's doorsteps. And I think I remember reading somewhere that there was like the scene where Norm Macdonald's in, where him and the other 2 guys are getting drunk.
Yeah.
Norm was actually drunk.
I just assumed that he was the entire filming of this movie.
You could be pretty like for Norm's role, you could pretty much do this whole thing pretty drunk, and like I've done. Well, let's not get into that. But I stopped myself. But yeah, like the scene where Norm is super drunk. He's actually drunk in shooting the scene.
He's a method actor.
Yeah, whatever whatever the role calls for.
Yeah.
So the 3 of them go to Veronica's house, super drunk and wasted. Again, we see Billy sees the penguin again inside Veronica's house,
Yeah,
and
he thinks that Veronica is seeing the penguin, and he gets very upset.
yeah, so he has an affair with a giant 6 foot penguin. Common type of cause for concern for
And
most people.
the penguin is like, is he like drinking a martini or something? And
Yeah,
he's
like a Rob Roy or some fancy '60s drink. Like, oh, hello, Billy. I didn't hear you come in.
excellent.
I've been expecting you.
And then it basically, I don't know if it's supposed to be the next day, but they go. Veronica shows up at Billy's place, and everything is just like trash. There's people lying everywhere, and Billy's out cold, like by the pool, just passed out. There's
Right,
trash all over the place.
right, exactly. So Veronica Vaughn goes, kicks him awake, and throws him in, punches him into the pool, jumps in the pool with him, and just beats him up in the pool. And yes, of course, Veronica Vaughn is wearing a white shirt.
Of
So,
course, yeah.
so
Yeah, like
fellas,
again, like when I talked about iconic moments of this movie, as a fifth grader watching this, just so many things were happening, and this was
oh
one of
boy,
them.
so
Not
many,
just
so many feelings, so many
so many
feelings.
feelings.
Oh, this is Taylor's awakening.
This is it for me.
Yeah, no, dude, I get it. Like I remember seeing, what was it, Police Academy 4,
Yep, yep,
where there was a scene where I guess
totally.
yes,
Yeah,
Callahan
already.
comes.
Yep, yep.
Dude, we're you know what I'm going.
I
You know what I'm.
totally know, man. Comes out of the pool. Yeah, dude, I remember, man.
Dude, that's when I knew. I was like, all right, this is
That's, that's when boys
this.
become men. Police Academy 4.
Yes, this is what I want. This is my lane now. I'm all about that. Thank you. Thank you, Laura, for bringing Police Academy 4 into my life. But yeah, so Veronica Vaughn punches and beats up Billy in the pool. Jack and Frank think they're playing Marco Polo.
Yeah,
And basically, Veronica says for him to stop feeling sorry for himself and just like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps
yeah,
and just and finish it.
and um, thus like fires off one of the weirdest and most insane moments of the movie.
Yeah, because after she inspires him to finish the rest of the the rest of the schooling, she gets out the pool and Billy has a moment with himself to really think about it, and he's like, "Yes, I will finish school," and then he goes into a singing musical number
Yeah, it's pretty great.
about going back to school. Veronica Vaughn shows up by his side again, and like Lederhosen,
Yep.
I guess it's like, oh, and he sings like, we'll get you back on track.
Yeah,
Don't I have an amazing rack or something
right.
like that? And
Yeah.
then all the kids from grade school show up.
The
Uh,
the clown comes back and sings his part of the song is like, "You thought that I was dead," which is very funny.
yeah, exactly. I think at that point, that's when I wrote down, "This is ridiculous." Big bold letters. This is ridiculous.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's this big, almost like Sound of Music, like
Right.
musical number.
Right. It's like all the characters that you've come to know and love from the movie. They're walking together. It's impressive that like someone gave him like the okay to do this. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like there was nothing like this wouldn't have happened in a lot of movies back then. Like this was just like they're like we're gonna do this little musical number in the middle of this movie. It's very weird. Do you have any more gum? Is how it ends.
yeah. More gum, more. Yeah,
Yeah.
they asked for more gum. I don't.
It's so weird, but then but they did it. I mean, they pulled it off.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were able to do it just because the budget was so low and
Yeah,
no one was really expecting anything from
yeah.
this
They're like, do
thing.
whatever you want.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Like, and I've found like the most TV shows and movies that have the biggest impact on my life are the things where it's like a low budget, no, the suits and whoever the studio isn't looking, they just let them do
Yeah,
whatever they want to do.
totally.
That's when the magic happens, baby.
Yeah, like if you especially like now with like TV and stuff, like you find that some of like most of the better shows are the ones where they just give the creative reins to the people who like create the show and write the show, and like they don't have much input. And
Right.
from what I've heard, like it's like a seems like a simple trick, but they just like the creative minds and the writers and stuff. They just kind of give these like absolutely outlandish. They write these like outlandish scenes that they give to to the brass, and they're like, "Here, we're gonna do this crazy thing," and they're like, "You can't do that," and they're like, "All right, well, what about this other thing?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, you could do that," and they're like, "All right, good, because that's what we wanted to do anyway." Like we're just like, it's like it's a little trick.
Right. You
But,
tell you ask for more, and like what you want is a little bit less, and so
yeah. They're like, we're going to eat a baby. And they're like, you can't do that. And they're like, all right, well, what if we do this dick joke? And they're like, oh, yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
I wanted the dick joke. I wanted the dick joke all along.
They walk into the writer's room. They're like, guys, bad news. We can't eat the
baby. Release the baby. Send it back off into the wild. So, all right. So the kids go to the principal's house, Principal Anderson.
He's sleeping in his luchador mask.
Of course, as you do. I am the Chupacabra.
Yeah.
And they confront him saying, yeah, we know you lied about Billy. Billy said you lied. You need to come clean about it. The principal feels bad about it. So, yeah, he comes clean. He has another news conference. It's like,
so good.
I guess
what channel is this?
I don't know. It's a slow news day, I guess. So, but, yeah, he comes clean and says, yeah, I was bullshitting. Yeah. And he admits
has all the kids behind him, which is funny.
Yeah. He says with all the kids behind him, yo, I was bullshitting. Say, he ain't giving me no $5,000. Said it like that. It's like, what?
Yeah, it was very weird.
Yeah, and then he comes clean saying that he was the revolting blob. It'll haunt him to his days, and then he just kind of leaves. He skips town or something. Just kind of leaves.
Yeah.
Then we have a scene where Eric sees this on TV, angrily throws a stapler, and accidentally hits his secretary and puts her in a coma.
Yeah, that was a great moment as well.
Just apropos of nothing, just like bam,
even Eric, like the serious stuff with Eric, like there's still like those little absurd moments with him as well.
Yeah, lots of absurd moments scattered all about. So then Eric says, Eric and Billy's dad gets together. Billy thinks he deserves another shot now that this new info has come to light. Mm-hmm. Eric says, no, a deal's a deal. The deal was off, so I get the company. That's it. End of story. No backsies, as the kids say.
Right.
And Billy says he wants another shot. Carl says he deserves another shot. So Billy challenges Eric to a academic decathlon.
That's right.
Testing all the knowledge he would have learned in high school. And he says, if I win, I get the company. If you win, you get it.
And he kisses Eric ever so gently.
Right. He says, like, I know it was you. You broke my heart, which is something I would not understand until I saw The Godfather Part 2.
Right.
Many years later.
Yes.
Yeah, because he knows that he put the principal up to it to say that he put him up to it. And this is a scene where all the high school kids, because everybody loves Billy, just like everybody really wants to help him get through this. And that's the scene that you're talking about where he, like, all the high school kids help him, and while they're giving him notes, Billy goes to his locker to get something, and it's full of manure, Back to the Future
rules.
Yeah, just a manure-filled locker, Back to the Future style, O'Doyle rules.
Yeah.
And then I think that's when Billy says, "You O'Doyles, you're gonna get yours soon. Your day's coming."
And then it kind of like from there, it like kicks into this like montage, somewhat of both of them kind of preparing for the academic decathlon.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
The first thing you see is Veronica testing Billy in his tent, and she's doing like whenever he gets an answer right, she'll take off like an article of clothing. Mm-hmm. And again, my man comes back in so strong, where it just cuts to Chris Farley, and he says, "That's correct," and he pulls off his his tank top and does like the little like finger in the mouth thing, and like it's just it's perfect.
I will admit, I thought that was like the way. I mean, Chris Farley, fat guy without a shirt. That's not funny, but the way he took his shirt off
and flings his hair, like it's just so good. It's like
like he just got out the pool, like like the way he did it. I was like, all right,
it's perfect.
I can't deny you, Farley. I can't deny you. Uh,
he's a sweet boy.
he's a sweet boy. So day of the decathlon, we see that the principal is going to
Yes.
be the person heading up the decathlon. The principal, played by Jim Downey,
Yeah.
SNL writer, famous
SNL
SNL
man.
writer, right? And
Did he do? Did he do? Was he Jack Handy?
I believe I should know this. I'm an SNL nerd, but yes, I believe he did.
Right. I think so. Yeah.
Deep Thoughts, right?
Deep Thoughts. Yeah. That's yeah.
Yes, I believe that's his brainchild.
His claim to fame.
Yeah, yeah,
It
absolutely.
says he was. It says he was in There Will Be Blood as well.
What?
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 Oh, dude, I'm my mind is blown. James Downey, okay,
Right.
uncle of Robert Downey Jr.
Whoa!
What the heck?
I should have known that.
I am flabbergasted.
I mean, I
Like,
guess
is that, I mean, like, clearly Robert Downey Jr. was on SNL. Is that a connection? Like, what is going on?
I don't know. That's his uncle. That's the first time I'm ever hearing about this.
Up is down, down is up. I mean, it's on IMDb. It has to be true.
Okay, actually, I'm looking at it right now. No, the Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy were written by Jack Handy.
Okay, that makes plenty of sense.
I thought Jim Downey was like his nom de plume or whatever.
So it turns out James Downey is the half brother of Robert Downey Sr. They share the same mother. So yeah,
Oh.
man, uncle of Robert Downey Jr. Crazy.
Wow. All right. Now you know the rest of the story.
Well, that'll be it, folks.
Okay. All right. So the principal, Jim Downey, he talks about the decathlon. He also, sprinkles the fact that his wife is cheating on him throughout the whole thing.
Fantastic, yeah.
Like, none of you should be cheating in this decathlon, unlike my cheating whore wife. And then we see them go through all the things, all the decathlon sports, like running on the track. There's a home ec part where they're both baking a pie.
Dude, how crazy is that? Like, when he's on fire.
That's pretty bonkers. There's one part,
Right?
yeah. So there's one part where there, like I said, home ec class back when I don't even know if home ec is still in high school. I don't think it is.
I don't know.
I didn't have it. I had a ceramics class. That's something.
Oh, that's
And
good.
yeah. Ceramics. I had woodworking, and I took a typing class in high school. But no home ec. But anyway, Billy Madison bakes a pie. Eric also bakes a pie, but it's on fire, and it catches on his sleeve a little bit. And of
Yeah.
course, Billy Madison laughs because he's like, "Aha! You burned your pie. It's on fire." And it cuts to Billy laughing at him because his sleeve's on fire. Cuts back to Eric. He is fully engulfed in flames. Like,
yeah, it's like Hereditary. It's like his whole body is on fire, and it is like I know that people can do that like for a couple seconds, and there's like a thing you could put on your face, like that, whatever it is. But like every time I see that, it makes me so anxious and uncomfortable.
It's a little disturbing because as he's engulfed in flames, like on the Rage Against the Machine album cover,
Right.
Billy Madison is still laughing his ass off at him.
It's very dark.
A man is on fire in front of me, and I can't stop laughing.
Very dark moment.
Dark. God, oh boy, yeah. But
And so, like in the middle of the decathlon, we have our final banana peel moment. It's the payoff, the big payoff.
Okay, yeah. So let's get to that. So because after that they go through all their other academic things like band practice as they're playing instruments.
Yeah.
There's also they do like a little bit of theater where they
Shakespeare,
give
yeah.
Shakespearean theater. And then we have the big payoff where all the O'Doyles are in a station wagon driving down the road,
It's chanting O'Doyle rules.
chanting O'Doyle rules, O'Doyle rules, O'Doyle rules. They slip on the banana peel that's in the middle of the road that Chris
that
Farley
Farley
dropped.
threw out the road, yeah.
Right. The car spins out of control, falls off the cliff as they chant O'Doyle rules. It's a long walk to a payoff, but we got there.
It's perfect. And like, do you think? I mean, it has to like there has to have been a person named O'Doyle that just like tormented Adam Sandler as a kid. I would imagine, like, or like O'Brien, or you know what I mean. Like, it had to have been like something like that.
Like O'Malley or
Right, right.
something. You know what? I never thought of that.
Because
That
he
might
seems
be
like that kind of guy that would just throw that in there to be like, "Fuck these guys." Like, I like, it. Maybe it's not right on the nose with
right.
O'Doyle, but like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
he has like a people to kill list, but it says like people to make fun of in my movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a good list to have.
You know what's crazy about if I could? This has nothing to do with anything, but like, it's crazy. So Clerks 2, right? Have you seen Clerks 2?
It's been a while, but yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so like there's a moment where one of the guys that works at movies, he is talking about his girlfriend and how she has a pussy troll. It's this whole scene, and he says that the troll's name. Oh God, now I'm gonna blank out on the name, but it. He goes, my girlfriend's name is Myra Hadgkiss, right?
Uh huh.
So like, okay, that's a crazy name. Like that's a crazy made up name, Myra Hadgkiss. So I worked with a woman named Myra Hadgkiss, and I was like, and she was older. She was like an older woman, and I'm
Oh,
like, this has to have been the person that this character was based off of because there are no two people in the universe that have that name, and like I can't.
did you
It's
did you?
insane to me.
I mean, did you ask her
I
about it? Like,
didn't
hey,
know because because of like the context of that character in the movie, like it's like a crazy scene. So I didn't want to like bring it up, but I'm like, she has to have like known Kevin Smith. Like she probably has no idea that he's like a director. Like I don't know. Like she was a pretty old woman. Like and
huh?
but like he definitely dealt with her in some like because where does that name come from? Like that I don't know. It was just funny to me.
Yeah, I mean that is weird because I mean you can't just put somebody's like direct name in one of your works, like
You would think,
because,
right? Like you would
I mean,
think, but then like that name is so crazy. Like they're
yeah,
like it's just an insane. I don't know. Two
wow.
insane names put together, and they're like both New Jersey. I'm like that. This has to be like. There's
Mm.
no way that this is.
Should have asked for her autograph, man.
Yeah, I know. I
So
should have.
so close to greatness.
I don't know if she's still with us, to be honest with you.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah,
Myra
yeah,
Hatchkins.
yeah. Maybe.
This
But
maybe she might be.
I feel like Sandler is like maybe not that on the nose with that stuff, but I feel like he's definitely like he's got old like Johnny or I don't know like who he's got like these guys that I feel like pulls from his life and they're in these certainly on like his albums, but like also throw some of that in his movies.
Right, right, absolutely. Wow. Wow. Myra Hatchkins, this
No,
podcast
sorry.
is no, I love it. No, this podcast is dedicated to you. Um, yeah. So we finally, and I also like that that O'Doyle rules scene where the car falls off the cliff and
Yeah.
crashes. Immediately cuts to audience applauding because it's the final event.
Yeah, yeah.
And
No.
yeah, so it's the final event, and we see Eric and Billy on stage. The principal is saying, "All right, so each person will choose a category from this
Mhm.
huge board. 20 categories listed during the final stage are English literature, U.S. presidents, My Wife the Tramp, astronomy, baking, burning dog poo and the human response, reflections of society and literature, information systems, chemistry, the Roman Empire, My Spouse is Sleeping Around, the French the French Revolution, automotive repair, 20th century poetry, calculus, needlepoint, architecture, business ethics, Shakespeare, and I married a common street trash. Right. So
Perfect.
so at this point, I believe Eric chooses a category for Billy, and I believe I forget which one it was. I think it was maybe English lit
I
because I
know.
think
I know. Business ethics, right? Is one of them. Is one that I forget. I
yeah,
forget which one it is.
business ethics is the one that Eric gets it.
Oh, right. Okay.
But this is the scene where Eric chooses a category for Billy. Billy would have hoped he would have gotten the burning dog poo,
Right.
but that didn't happen. And so the principal asks him the question. Billy seems stumped for a minute. He looks and sees Miss Lippy in the audience and gets inspired to tell this long rambling answer, which includes the story, the dog
The dog,
who
yeah,
lost his way, and they even show it at one point. They kind of cut to they cut to show that it's been a long answer and kind of time has passed. And as he finishes, he says, the audience is kind of quiet. Then he says, Pibb High School football rules, and then everybody cheers.
yeah.
And it seems like he got the right answer. It seems like it, doesn't it?
Seems like it, yeah. And then comes one of the greatest quotes of the whole movie.
Right. Let me see if I can find it.
I know. I was trying to find the exact quote somewhere. You got it? Go ahead.
So after he gives his answer, he sits back down, and the principal calmly says, "Mr. Madison, what you've just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul." Which is, I mean, come on, man, that is pretty good.
So good, man. Like it's such an excellent button to you seeing him having this victorious moment, and he just shuts him completely down. That's perfect.
Yes, I think it's to God have mercy on your souls.
Yeah, that's it.
Line. That's
it's wonderful.
That's pretty. I mean, just chef's kiss. What else can you say about that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Absolutely. So, after he gets that wrong, then he chooses a category for Eric. Of course, he chooses business ethics.
Business ethics. That's right. Yeah.
He so the principal asks Eric a question about business ethics, and he knows that Eric won't get it because Eric's
he's very unethical.
He's very unethical. Eric stutters and fails and fumbles to answer the question. He freaks out, gets nervous, pulls out a gun.
Yeah.
And he threatens to shoot Billy, saying, this enough of these games. This company's mine. You don't deserve it. I deserve it. So I'm gonna murder you in front of I'm gonna murder
high school
in front of all these high school students.
And that's when we find out where the revolting blob has been.
Right. He's been lurking in the shadows, and he tackles Eric in full wrestling revolting blob regalia.
Yes.
But he's still, while he tackles him to the ground, Eric's still able to get up, and he's about to shoot Veronica Vaughn, who goes over to Billy to help him and shield him. And it's at this point, just as he's about to shoot Veronica Vaughn, the love of Billy's life, he gets shot in the ass by a sniper. Turns out it's Danny McGrath.
I mean, thank God I called that guy. What is he? I forget what he says, but it's I'm so glad I called that guy. But yeah, he saves the day, man. Steve Buscemi. Yeah,
Steve Buscemi shoots Eric in the buttocks.
Yep.
Waves hello to Billy. Hey, Billy.
Yeah, that's very good too. Where he just the wave that he gives too is so silly and dainty. Yeah. He's just hello, and then he just
leaves. Just goes.
Got a man, smiles so he's so happy to see him, and then he leaves.
Yeah, and then that's it. So cut to Billy graduates high school. I guess he pulled it off. He's there giving the commencement speech. We see Eric there, with a shot buttocks. He needs a donut.
Sitting on his donut.
Yeah, I guess he's not in jail for
pulling out a gun.
I guess that's cool. And he gives a great speech of encouraging everybody, saying school's cool, hooray for school, yahoo. And then he decides he doesn't want to be the chairman of the company after all. He thinks Carl should get it. So, Carl gets it, and Billy wants to go back to college.
Yeah, and then he has a sweet, loving kiss with Veronica Vaughn.
Right.
Which then turns into basically every character in the movie kissing another character, and it just gets weirder and weirder as it goes on.
Yeah, Frank kisses the Sloppy Joe lady who's there, the lunch lady.
Right. That's the first one, I think, yeah.
A bunch of other characters kiss each other. Juanita.
Miss Lippy kisses the clown.
Juanita kisses Danny McGrath.
Yep.
Jack, one of his friends, tries to kiss a high school girl,
Tries to kiss a high school girl.
which is and
Um, Farley, man, and the Penguin.
yeah, Farley makes out with the big penguin. It is just and
So
yeah,
weird.
and that's it. Just a weird, big old bizarre movie. Billy Madison. Like I can't say that this movie did like I mean, all right, so I mean I've said on this podcast before, I wasn't fully into the Adam Sandler camp. I would say
So
this movie warmed me to him a little bit, and then Happy Madison, I started to get a little bit more. I was like, all right, that's pretty funny.
so after this, and then you saw Happy Gilmore, and then like did like now in your Sandler journey, where are you now? Like how do you feel about him now?
I'm okay with him. I don't watch like a lot of his
Like the
comedies.
bad
Like,
ones,
well, yeah. Well, I mean, I've never seen Grown Ups or
right?
although I've heard good things about Click, but I've never seen it.
Oh, Click. I liked Click.
Click. Yeah. I mean, I do like his dramatic work. I'm one of the few people that liked Funny People.
I thought Funny
Uh,
People was good.
yeah, a lot of comedians have issues with it because it's not true to
Right.
the comedians, and it also like the tone kind of shifts, like the way it goes from the world of comedy to like just Judd Apatow's family.
Right.
Like Judd Apatow literally put his kids' home movie into his movie.
Right.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
here's my daughter's singing recital. I'll put it in my movie.
Right. That's crazy.
That's my Judd Apatow. Oh, that was my daughter. He's put in the movie there,
That's good. That's
right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Hire me, Hollywood. Uh, but yeah, but I yeah. So I mean, as far as comedies, I'm still kind of hot and cold. But I think he's a good dramatic actor. I think he's got chops
Yeah,
there.
like Uncut Gems was great. Punch. I really like Punch Drunk Love. I think that's like a crazy, fun, weird movie, but he's really good in it.
Yeah, that's the one everybody loves. Like everybody, like after that point, it was like undeniable. Like oh, like he's not like the goofy
Yeah,
goof him up that people perceived him to be. He's actually got some chops here.
and there's like, and some of the goofy ones too, though, are fun. And it's just like you. It depends. I don't know. I guess it just depends. Like what you just have to be. Like I watched the Hubie Halloween one last year, and
Right?
I loved it. It was silly and fun and
Yeah,
Halloween, and it was great.
yeah. I mean, I did like the Wedding Singer. I thought that was sweet, and I
Yeah.
actually had a pretty cool moment with him. I mean, I think I told people in the podcast this, but like years ago when I was in college, I used to write for the college newspaper, the entertainment section.
Uh-huh.
I mean, just because I was super into music and movies, still am.
Yeah.
And so when you do that, when you write for the college newspaper, especially in entertainment, you can get to go to free screenings and for films to do a little write up, and
Okay.
also a lot of times you're able to get interviews with the people in the films.
Oh hell yeah.
So like that happened a lot for me. Like a lot of times what they'll do is maybe like they'll rent out a place or there's a screening room in the buildings of like
Yeah. Yeah.
Columbia, Universal, whatever, and then they'll have everybody go into like a meeting room and one of the stars will come out and talk and answer questions and do a Q&A.
That's
So
awesome.
anyway, I got to see the screening for The Waterboy
Oh my
back
god.
when it came out. It was I still remember it was at Planet Hollywood, and I remember that because like they fed us too. They gave us like burgers
Holy
and
shit.
fries. Dude, for a kid in college, getting
That's amazing.
free burgers, that's pretty lit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but then afterwards, there was a Q&A with Adam Sandler, and like he came out, and like a few of his his crew, his posse came out,
Yeah.
like Alan Covert, whatever,
Oh
and
shit.
he just answered questions. He was like super likable, super nice. Took pictures with everybody. I still
Oh,
have a picture with him somewhere in my
dude,
place. But yeah,
you gotta put that on the gram, man.
I just may have to.
Dude, that's awesome.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll post it up. It'll be up on our Instagram or Twitter or whatever. But yeah, yeah,
I feel like that one too was like one where like Billy Madison was huge, and then like Happy Gilmore was huge, but then like when the Waterboy came out, I feel like it like people were like, oh, this is gonna be the one where he just like sucks, and it's gonna be like his, but like it was like one of the bigger ones. Like it was like enormous, and then he was just like this mega like comedy star. Like
yeah.
it was
I
nuts.
I think at that point he became like what was it, critic proof, because like the critics
Totally.
never liked his stuff. Like if you go back, you can see the critics always.
Yeah.
I'll look it up what the critics said about Billy Madison because I don't think it's really highly
Oh yeah.
on Rotten Tomatoes. It's like at 42%.
Yeah.
Roger and Ebert and Siskel and Ebert. They both gave it 2 thumbs down. Ebert said that Sandler was not an attractive screen presence. He might have a career as a villain or as a fall guy or the butt of a joke, but as the protagonist, his problem is that he recreates the fingernails on the blackboard syndrome.
Oh my god!
Not fans.
Wow, not a great review.
Yeah, no, he's never gotten good reviews. Like until maybe like Uncut Gems or no, I would say Punch Drunk Love. That's when the critics are like,
Yeah.
all right, he's done.
Yeah, but then
But
like you said, like he was like critic proof. It didn't matter what they said because people were going like flocking to his movies.
yeah, and then the Waterboy did such huge numbers. It like that's the film because like I don't think it was made for much. The budget was pretty low, but it made like triple its budget. And that's when people are like,
dude.
oh, okay, all right, he
Yeah.
can do whatever he wants.
And then he did Bulletproof, and they were like, all right.
Maybe we pull him back just a hair. Just a hair.
But he's not like he wasn't meant for rated R in that era where he was like doing pretty much straight comedy stuff, and like he wasn't. He just like it wasn't meant for like rated R. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you, but
It was like he was good on like the sweet little PG-13s.
Yeah, that's his wheelhouse. That PG-13s.
Yeah, that sounds weird for us to say.
Yeah, that I take that back immediately.
Yeah, let's edit all that out.
Yeah, let's just. I'm not trying to get canceled today. And and that's the episode, guys. So overall thoughts on Billy Madison. Where does this land in the pantheon?
I mean, the pantheon of movies for me, it's not like top of the line, but it's also like as far as Sandler movies, I'm gonna say it's top 3. And there's a lot, and I mean there are a lot of Sandler movies. So like that's that's a big one. But I mean, it definitely got, like I said, it got me on, like it kind of like the same way that Conan, like watching Conan, like got me. I'm like, what is this show? Like, why is everything so weird? But like, I love it, and like, it felt like that to me. Like there were so many random things, and it was like the right time, and I was just like starting to get older and get into comedy, and like for sure this was the one, for me.
Yeah, no, I get it. It definitely seems like very counterculture. It seems like the type of comedy that like the mainstream wouldn't get, but like you get it, and that makes it more special.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
This ain't Friends or whatever. This is something that's doing a little bit, something a little more cerebral that you squares just don't get.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, and that's our episode, Billy Madison, the film that started it all. That
man,
it's still. I would say it still holds up. It's still. I mean, the O'Doyle rules that bit. It's
There's so many moments that totally hold up still.
Absolutely, and so that's our episode, guys. Thanks for listening, Taylor, Allen. We did it, buddy. This has been a long time coming.
Dude, thanks so much for having me, and I'm just happy I got to watch Billy Madison again. I haven't seen it in so long, and it was nice to watch it.
I'm happy to have provided that service for you.
Like as this ends, I'll probably watch Happy Gilmore, and I have work tomorrow early, and I'm gonna watch it because I
call in sick, whatever.
Yeah, just watch Adam Sandler movies all day.
I ain't coming into work, boss man. He'll understand. All right, well, Taylor, thanks so much for doing this podcast. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to promote? Floor is yours.
Just like be cool to each other. Get your shot.
Party on, dudes!
And don't put banana peels in the road. And listen to Frady Cat's podcast. And that's it, baby.
Okay. Social media handles. Where can the people find you?
I think I'm Taylor Allen USA on most of the things. I thought it was funny when I made that because it was like Sarah Palin was Sarah Palin USA, so I made mine Taylor Allen USA, and I just like constantly would tweet like horrible things to her, and then now it's Taylor Allen USA, and I feel like I should change it, but it's just been that for so long, so I'm not going to.
No, go for it. It's catchy.
It's fine.
It's all about branding, baby.
Yeah.
And as always, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Darren Credible. That's DARA Incredible. Follow the podcast at SNL Nerds Show. can follow Mr. John Trumbull at Trumbull Comic. And please follow us all on all those social media handles. Reach out to us. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. And as always, we have a Patreon up at Non-Productive.com. Please donate some money. Please, please, please. We're so poor, and we're here with hat in hand.
We can't stream. You know how many Sandler movies are not free on streaming? Like, these guys got to pay for it somehow.
Damn straight. Cough up the bucks, man. Give up the goods. Oh, man. All right. And guys, thanks again for listening as always. Taylor, thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks,
and so we'll be back again with another fantastic episode of SNL Nerds. But until then, Nerds out.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.